Welcome to the first of Bethel's Environmental Friday videos. Most of us never think twice about turning on the faucet when we want a drink of water, but in much of the world, that's not safe or even possible. In today's video, Jennifer Malley tells us about a project to produce ceramic water filters in Rwanda, a project with a Bethel connection.
In March of 2019, I traveled to Rwanda on an education mission trip organized at Bethel Lutheran Church. I am the director of the Adama Clay Studios at Bethel Horizons, as well as the executive director of Potters for Peace, a social justice nonprofit organization with the mission of bringing potable drinking water to communities all over the world through the use of the ceramic water filter. Rwanda is a beautiful country full of lush forests, rolling hills, tea plantations, and breathtaking landscapes. The people are warm and welcoming. In Rwanda, clean water is a luxury. In rural areas, water is collected from streams and rainwater collection vessels. Water is often contaminated and requires filtering before it is safe to use. Citizens will walk almost 2 miles to get clean water from government wells, which are often contaminated. Often it is the responsibility of the women in the family to carry water in a jerry can from the source back to the home. Most Rwandans do not drink enough water, which also leads to health issues. According to the World Health Organization, worldwide, 1 in 4 people do not have access to potable or drinkable water. Drinking contaminated water causes dysentery and other waterborne illnesses. Contaminated water kills more people worldwide than all wars, crimes, and terrorism combined. Millions of people worldwide live on less than 3 gallons of water a day. Americans, on average, use 160 gallons of water a day. Potters for Peace is working towards solving the clean water crisis. We promote the production of household ceramic water filters. As you can see from these pictures, people collect their water from contaminated ponds and streams. The middle picture shows the color of the water poured into the filter and the mug of clean water once it has been filtered. I was introduced to Pastor Edward Makara during our trip to Rwanda. He works closely with the refugee camps in Rwanda who desperately need clean drinking water. He expressed an interest in setting up a filter production site in Rwanda and wanted to attend a filter training course held at the Adama Clay Studios of Bethel Horizons. Bethel Lutheran Church held an auction to raise money to pay his fee to attend the course later in 2019. Here is an overview of the process of making ceramic water filters. First, the clay must be dug from the earth and spread out to dry. Once dry, the rocks must be picked from the clay to enable it to be ground up into smaller particles. The clay is either manually sieved through a size 15 mesh screen or mechanically ground in a hammer mill into fine powder. Next, sawdust is added to the clay in different amounts, and clay test bars are made to check the shrinkage, porosity, and absorption and strength. The best recipe is selected and used to make a batch of filters. Clay, sawdust, and water are manually mixed together using a tarp. The clay mixture is then divided into 15-pound pieces, each ready to be pressed into a mold to make a filter. The filter is made using a manual press and a set of molds. The filter is then trimmed and finished by hand. Once dry, the filters are stacked in a wood kiln to be fired. The filters are fired, causing the clay to harden and the sawdust to burn away, leaving microscopic pores to catch the bacteria and turbidity. The fired filters are then tested for their flow rate, covered with colloidal silver, which acts as an antibacterial agent, and a bacteriological test is performed to make sure the filter is working. Edward Makara completed the filter training course and returned to Rwanda to begin construction of his own filter production site. Potters for Peace has offered to send him a set of molds for his press and act as setup consultants as he gets closer to opening his own factory.